Princess Catherine has just stunned the world. Baby number 4 is officially on the way. After months of silence following her cancer recovery, Buckingham Palace confirmed the pregnancy in a 2-line statement: no photos, no fanfare. Just one powerful message: the future of the royal family is growing. The announcement that shook the palace. It was short, it was cold, and it changed everything. On the morning of September 21st, 2025, at 9 a.m. sharp, Buckingham Palace released a 2-line statement that sent shockwaves through the monarchy, media, and millions around the globe. No formal photo, no celebratory language, not even the word "delighted." Just a plain, clinical message. Princess Catherine is expecting her 4th child. Within 6 hours, the announcement was leading coverage on BBC, Sky News, and CNN. Social media went into meltdown. #RoyalBaby4 shot to the top of trends in over 20 countries. Yet as the headlines erupted, one thing kept standing out: the tone. This wasn't joyful. It was controlled, even distant. For a family known for orchestrated photo ops and polished messaging, the silence around the announcement was deafening. The news was even more jarring because Catherine hadn't been seen in public for over 3 months. After a long and emotional recovery from cancer, most believed she was still healing behind closed doors. Her last major appearance had been Trooping the Colour in June, where she smiled from the balcony. But even then, her return felt delicate. No one expected this. And yet, this wasn't just about a baby. It was about timing, symbolism, and power. This was a royal reset wrapped in maternity fabric. With King Charles III still undergoing cancer treatment and Prince William quietly stepping into more responsibilities, the announcement shifted focus away from fragility and toward the future. According to one palace insider, the delivery of the news was designed to keep attention where it matters, on the values the crown needs to protect, not the drama it's trying to outrun. Others speculated that the brief format of the statement reflected Catherine's own wishes. After months of invasive speculation, she was taking back control. And maybe that was the real message. Not just that the Princess of Wales was pregnant, but that she was calling the shots. This wasn't a baby reveal, said one royal correspondent on live TV. It was a power play, and a very deliberate one. With no follow-up statement and no comment from Kensington Palace, the silence only deepened the mystery. But the public didn't have to wait long. Just 48 hours later, Catherine stepped out, and her appearance spoke louder than any royal briefing ever could. What came next wasn't official confirmation, but it might as well have been. And it started with a single pink rose pinned to her coat. A hidden message? The pink brooch mystery. 2 days after the surprise announcement, on September 23, 2025, Princess Catherine made a rare and unexpected appearance at a children's literacy event in London. She arrived in a crisp cream coat, modest heels, and light makeup. But what everyone noticed wasn't her dress or her words. It was the pink rose brooch, pinned delicately to her chest. It didn't take long for royal watchers to start buzzing. Was this Catherine's way of hinting at the baby's gender? After all, this wouldn't be the first time she let her fashion do the talking. Back in 2015, just weeks before Princess Charlotte was born, she wore a powder blue coat, sparking waves of speculation that turned out to be right now, with this soft pink bloom front and center, many were sure she was expecting a girl. One royal fan wrote on X, "Kate doesn't wear anything by accident. That rose is a message. She's always been intentional. The palace, however, remained tight-lipped. No statement, no denial, no playful hints from William during his next engagement. The refusal to confirm or deny anything only intensified curiosity. Within 24 hours, betting markets saw a sharp rise in predictions for a baby girl. Social media exploded with side-by-side images of Kate's past maternity outfits, comparing colors, patterns, and even handbag choices. But the silence may have had a deeper purpose. Several palace insiders suggested that the tight messaging around this pregnancy was not just about creating suspense. It was about protection. After all, this pregnancy follows Catherine's cancer diagnosis, months of treatment, and a highly public period of recovery. They're guarding this pregnancy like it's gold, one aide quietly told a reporter, not just because of the baby, but because of what it represents. The royal family isn't just welcoming a child. They're rebuilding a narrative, one where Catherine is not the victim of illness or palace pressure, but the mother of a thriving royal household, standing tall once again. And whether the pink rose was a baby clue or just a coincidence, it worked. People were talking. The monarchy had the world's attention. If it's a girl, it'll be historic. If it's a boy, it'll still be powerful, said a former courtier. But the real story is how Catherine is telling it, quietly, confidently, and completely on her own terms. And just like that, one brooch turned into a storm of theories, polls, and headlines. The world was watching again, but the question still echoed. Why now? What made this the moment to announce baby number 4? The answer was more strategic than anyone expected, and it had everything to do with King Charles, public focus, and power dynamics inside the palace. Why now? The perfectly calculated timing. The question on everyone's mind wasn't just what happened, it was why now. The timing of Princess Catherine's pregnancy announcement on September 21st, 2025, wasn't random. It landed just weeks after King Charles III resumed limited royal duties following his cancer treatment, an emotional return that had temporarily pulled public attention back to the elder monarch. But it was also clear Charles's health remains uncertain, and his role as head of state is now more symbolic than strategic. That left Prince William stepping deeper into the spotlight. For months, he had been attending events once led by his father, quietly handling behind-the-scenes responsibilities while managing Catherine's health recovery and protecting their 3 children. And now, with this 4th baby on the way, everything suddenly shifted. The future was no longer about the old guard. It was about the Wales family. Palace insiders confirmed that William and Catherine had known about the pregnancy for months, but made a deliberate choice to wait. They weren't hiding it out of fear, one aide shared. They were controlling the narrative, ensuring the story landed with the emotional weight they wanted. And it worked. By waiting until after Trooping the Color in June, when Catherine made her triumphant return to the public eye, and timing the release just before the next wave of official royal engagements, the couple created a media pivot point. The pregnancy wasn't just a personal milestone, it was a strategic power move, a soft but unmistakable reminder that the next generation of the monarchy is thriving, growing, and ready. This wasn't about the past, said a royal observer. It was about saying, look at what's next. The move also drew a subtle contrast between 2 royal households. As Charles stepped back, the public turned its full attention toward William and Catherine, the couple now viewed as the true center of modern royal life. The pregnancy redirected headlines from concern and decline to hope, youth, and continuity. And that's the brilliance of the timing. By revealing the pregnancy in a moment of national emotional fatigue, William and Catherine not only stole the narrative, they uplifted it. And for Catherine, still healing from her illness, this wasn't just well-timed, it was personal victory. After facing intense speculation, invasive headlines, and the weight of recovery, she was taking ownership of her story in the most profound way possible. With new life on the way. What this child represents isn't just a growing family. It's the quiet shift of royal power from the past to the present, from the king to the couple who are already being seen as the monarchy's future. Catherine's powerful motherhood journey. To understand how deeply this fourth pregnancy resonates, you have to go back to July 22, 2013, the day Prince George was born. Just hours after delivery, Princess Catherine stepped out onto the steps of St. Mary's Hospital wearing a polka-dot dress, cradling her newborn son. She looked radiant, but tired, real. And it marked the beginning of a new kind of royal motherhood. What the world didn't know then was that Catherine had been hospitalized during that pregnancy with hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe form of morning sickness. Despite the pain, she appeared, smiled, and introduced the future king to the world with unwavering grace. When Princess Charlotte arrived in May 2015, Catherine broke more quiet rules. She began speaking publicly about motherhood, specifically the mental toll. She revealed her use of hypnobirthing techniques, encouraged honest conversation around maternal mental health, and made her role not just about optics, but about impact. By the time Prince Louis was born in April 2018, Catherine was already shifting the conversation again. She opened up about the loneliness, the guilt, and the often invisible struggle mothers face, even royal ones. Her appearance on the Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast in 2020 offered rare insight. "It's so hard," she said. "You get a lot of support with the baby, but not with you as a mother." "Kate didn't just show up in heels," said one parenting journalist. "She showed up in truth." And now, at 43, after a very public health battle with cancer, Catherine is doing it again. She's rewriting what it means to be a royal mother. This pregnancy, her fourth, isn't just about expanding the family. It's about resilience. After undergoing major abdominal surgery in January 2024, followed by preventative chemotherapy, Catherine disappeared from public view. For months, the public speculated, tabloids twisted narratives, and anxiety grew. Then came the shocking video in March 2024, where she bravely confirmed her cancer diagnosis. Now, not even 2 years later, she's carrying life again. But this time, it feels deeper, more symbolic. The child she's carrying is more than a baby. It's a message that no matter the illness, the pressure, or the rumors, she's still standing, still leading, still mothering. And perhaps most striking of all is how she's doing it, without theatrics, without drama, and without pity. She's turning her body, her motherhood, into a quiet symbol of rebirth, of power, of grace. The Catherine who once stood nervous on the hospital steps in 2013 is not the same woman the world sees now. This is a woman who has carried titles, illness, expectation, and love. And she's now carrying a fourth child with the same strength she's shown through every chapter. Up next, we take a closer look at the man who stood beside her through all of it, Prince William, her unwavering partner in power. William's quiet but fierce support. Through every chapter of Princess Catherine's motherhood and recovery, one person has never left her side: Prince William. While he may not dominate headlines, his presence behind the scenes has been constant, calm, and absolutely essential. From the moment the news of baby number 4 broke, royal watchers quickly turned their attention to William. How would he handle this new moment, both as a husband and as the future king? The answer? Exactly as he always has, with quiet strength. Back in 2013, during Catherine's first pregnancy with Prince George, she was hospitalized due to hyperemesis gravidarum. William visited daily, often sneaking past cameras and avoiding press to keep the attention off her and on what mattered: her healing. At the time, many described him as protective, private, and laser-focused on keeping his wife and unborn child safe. By 2017, during Catherine's most difficult pregnancy with Prince Louis, William's role shifted. He became a full-time father behind palace walls, handling school runs, bedtime routines, and even helping plan low-key birthdays, all while attending royal events and managing growing public responsibilities. A former aide revealed that during Catherine's recovery from cancer in 2024, William reduced his royal duties by nearly 30%. He didn't make an announcement. He didn't complain. He simply showed up every single day. He didn't need the world to know, said a Kensington staff member. He just needed his wife to be okay. William's deep emotional strength comes from a place of personal pain. Losing Princess Diana at just 15 years old left him with a promise he's lived by since. His family comes first, always, and it shows. From the way he guides Prince George at royal events, to how he watches over Charlotte and Louis during balcony appearances, William has mastered something rare in royalty: the balance between duty and fatherhood. Now, as the world watches Catherine's 4th pregnancy, it's William's turn to rise once again. Not just as a protector, but as the monarchy's steady hand. While King Charles remains in treatment and Camilla's public presence continues to shrink, William is becoming the unspoken leader of the royal family. And at the heart of that strength is his loyalty to Catherine. He is her anchor, said a royal commentator, not because he stands in front of her, but because he always stands beside her. And with baby number 4 on the way, William is preparing once more for sleepless nights, for the shifting household, for the next stage in public life. Because before he's king, he's a husband. And before he's king, he's a dad. 3 young royals, one big shift. Inside the polished public image of royal family life, there are 3 children growing up under the weight of history: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. They may wave from balconies and smile at cameras, but behind those moments is a carefully managed world. And now, with a 4th sibling on the way, everything inside the Wales household is about to change. At 12 years old, George is already second in line to the throne. He attends Lambrook School, where his schedule balances math and science with security briefings and discreet royal etiquette training. While he's quiet and thoughtful in public, insiders say George is deeply aware of his position. Not overwhelmed, but not untouched either. He's growing up with purpose. Charlotte, now 10, brings a different kind of energy. Bold, expressive, and camera-savvy, she's often spotted guiding Louis during events, taking on a mini-mum role. Much like her mother, a photographer once said, she knows when the cameras are rolling, and she leans into it like a pro. Her confidence is balanced with kindness, and her bond with Catherine is visibly strong. Then there's Louis, the family's wild card. At just 7 years old, he's become a public favorite with his playful energy, from covering his ears during flyovers to pulling cheeky faces on the balcony. But behind the mischief is structure. Sources say he's slowly being introduced to royal expectations in small, age-appropriate ways. William and Catherine are intentional, allowing him joy, but laying a foundation for future discipline. The arrival of baby number 4 changes the emotional dynamics in big ways. For George, it adds another layer of responsibility. For Charlotte, it may deepen her nurturing role. And for Louis, it could be his first experience of being a big brother. But beyond the sibling shifts, this baby marks something bigger. The first royal child, born during an era of public recovery and internal realignment. This baby will grow up in a different royal world, said one family aide. One shaped by resilience, privacy, and the Wales way, not just royal protocol. Catherine and William have always prioritized stability, routine, and emotional openness. During Catherine's illness, they were honest with George, while shielding the younger children gently. That parenting approach now carries into this next chapter, one where the new baby won't just be a sibling, but a living symbol of hope after hardship. Inside the gates of Adelaide Cottage, bedtime stories and royal legacy now sit side by side. The Wales children are growing up fast, and the arrival of a 4th may be the moment that shifts their childhoods forever. Next, we look at how Catherine's illness, the one that began in silence, set the stage for this powerful, redemptive chapter.
The illness that changed everything.
In March 2024, Princess Catherine appeared in a quiet, pre-recorded video. Her words were steady, but heartbreaking. "I have been diagnosed with cancer." It was a moment that stunned the nation. For months, Catherine had vanished after a major abdominal surgery in January, sparking wild speculation. But the truth was far more personal. Behind palace walls, Catherine believed the operation was routine. But post-op tests revealed cancer, and she quietly began preventative chemotherapy. Only Prince William, her doctors, and her mother, Carol Middleton, knew. The palace went silent, not to hide, but to protect. She didn't want pity, said one aide. She wanted space to heal. During that time, William scaled back his schedule, caring for the children and shielding Catherine from pressure. Their life at Adelaide Cottage became one of quiet resilience, school runs, medical visits, and quiet walks. Catherine reappeared at Trooping the Colour in June 2025, holding Charlotte's hand and wearing soft blue. She looked strong, but the true turning point came with her pregnancy announcement in September. "This isn't just recovery," said a palace source. "It's renewal." This baby isn't just a new chapter. It's proof that grace survives even the hardest battles. Public reaction: joy, tears, and questions. When Princess Catherine stepped onto the palace balcony in June 2025, the crowd roared. A wave of relief swept the nation. Calm, radiant, and standing tall, her return was powerful. But the real shock came 3 months later, when news of her 4th pregnancy broke. Social media erupted. Hashtags like Royal Baby 4 and Princess of Strength trended within minutes. Fans called her a warrior, a symbol of hope, and flooded comment sections with joy. TV hosts wept. Talk shows debated baby names. It wasn't just news. It was a national moment. But not everyone celebrated. Critics suggested the timing was too perfect, a distraction from King Charles's declining health. One commentator called it a headline swap. Still, public support drowned out the doubt. Over 75% of UK citizens called the news genuinely joyful, according to Snap polls. One cancer survivor wrote, "She gives people like me hope." And that sentiment echoed everywhere. Even skeptics admitted Catherine's journey from illness to pregnancy was deeply moving. This time, the monarchy wasn't about scandal. It was about resilience, rebirth, and a future people wanted to believe in. And now attention shifts. Was this pure joy or flawless strategy? Palace strategy, stability, or diversion? While the world celebrated Princess Catherine's pregnancy, insiders at Buckingham Palace saw it as more than joyful news. They saw a strategic shift. With King Charles III undergoing cancer treatment and slowly stepping back, the monarchy faced a quiet crisis. Into that vacuum stepped William and Catherine, not with fanfare, but with consistency and calm strength. "The public needed something to believe in again," said a palace aide. "This baby is that symbol." Internally, the pregnancy was seen as a narrative pivot, shifting attention from the aging leadership to a growing future. Catherine's low-key announcement, followed by a poised public appearance, spoke volumes. This baby, sixth in line, is close enough to matter, yet free from pressure. The symbolism was perfect. Palace sources insist this isn't manipulation. It's about preserving trust in a monarchy facing modern skepticism. And no couple has earned public loyalty more than William and Catherine. "It's not a PR stunt," said one strategist. "It's continuity." So was the timing deliberate? Absolutely. And in the eyes of many, it worked. Because right now, the monarchy doesn't need more tradition. It needs hope. And that's exactly what this baby represents. What comes next? A baby that could shift history. Spring 2026. The world will be watching as Princess Catherine prepares to welcome her fourth child. But this isn't just about baby names or hospital steps. This child arrives during a major royal transition, with King Charles still battling cancer and Prince William stepping into greater authority. And standing beside him is Catherine, a woman who faced illness, vanished from public life, and now returns with quiet power and new life growing inside her. "This baby may never wear the crown," says historian Elena Hawthorne, "but they may carry the weight of how the crown evolves." From the moment the pregnancy was announced, this child became a symbol of resilience, renewal, and change. The Wales family now represents a modern monarchy, one choosing grace over grandeur and real life over royal illusion. William and Catherine aren't just expanding their family. They're leading a quiet revolution, proving royalty can be both human and strong. As the due date nears, every moment will be watched. But the message is already clear. This isn't just a baby. This is a royal reset. This isn't just another royal baby. It's a symbol of resilience, rebirth, and hope. Catherine's journey from illness to new life has inspired millions. As the monarchy evolves, all eyes are now on this next chapter. One thing is certain: the royal family will never be the same again.